I'm so glad that you clicked on this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Sit back, relax, grab a cup of something. So hopefully tea, preferably tea or coffee, right? But grab a little cup, and we're gonna sit back and talk about 5 things I wish I had told younger me, or I knew. So let's get into it, you guys. Okay, number 1 is that I'm enough, you're enough. I think that we are regularly programmed by media, right, by our environments to compare, to contrast ourselves against what the next person is doing or should be doing, how someone should look, should dress. You know, there's so many different things that we compare, contrast ourselves to. I think it's so super important just to know that, like, you are enough, I'm enough. You know, I'm not talking about, there's a difference between saying you're enough and self-improvement. Self-improvement is you knowing, like, things that you, for your own self, want to be better at, improve, and your own goalposts, goals that you don't even have to share with anybody, of ways that you want to improve, right? Things that you want to move toward. It's nothing, there's a big difference between that and feeling inadequate because you are comparing, contrasting your life, where you're at in life, what you're doing, with what others are doing, or what's expected, because of, you know, programming from media, environment, whatever that case may be. You know, it all is actually more of like how you really feel about yourself. Do you feel that you're enough? Because someone could have half of what you have, but if they have the confidence and the right mindset, you're going to see them flourish way more than, you know, someone who holds on to certain things, or thinking that, okay, you know, for a guy, he might think, okay, now I'm buff and he's walking around the gym, but he still maybe consciously does not have the confidence maybe to approach women, or still wondering, well, why am I still having a hard time dating, or whatever, or a girl drops the weight or gains the weight, right? But still having issues with finding a date, or, you know, whatever. And it's really more so about how you feel about yourself on the inside. It all starts with confidence and your own. One of the wisest things I ever heard is that others see you how you see yourself. So if you don't see yourself in the best light, or you have issues with you, whether you believe it or not, that's projected out, and that's how people see you. I think it really is tied into media, where especially women, right, we feel like, okay, we have to have a shape that is shaped like this, or our butt has to be this big, or whatever, our chest has to be, you know, like, just different ways that we're made to feel you'll be better if you had, you know, this kind of shape, or you're this height, or this weight, or whatever, you dress this way, or, but in general, what I've learned is that not only am I enough, but I'm more than enough. So, you know, it doesn't mean, you know, if I choose to get this done, or I want that done, or I want this look or that look, let it be because that's just what I want, not because of feelings of, you know, inadequacy. You know what I mean? Like, just in general, I would definitely tell younger me is that you're enough, girl. So, like I say, number 1 is male, female, it doesn't matter. Number 1 is you are enough. Number 2 is to care less. Way less. I would say, man, probably in the past couple of years, I've really kind of stepped into the caring less about what others think. You know, and it's not in a disrespectful sort of like, oh, your opinion doesn't matter. But truth be told, I always feel like no one should really, the only individuals that are really concerned with their opinion not mattering to someone else is like a narcissist, or someone who, you know, really like, why doesn't my opinion matter? You know, like if you're someone who thinks like that, then that's a problem. But even when I say caring less about others, I don't mean that in like a disrespectful, you know, no regard sort of thing, but I mean more so that how you feel about you is really all that should matter. And so often we take advice, or we're more concerned with what other people think, when at the end of the day, you know, these individuals, do you want their life? Do you are they even walking a path specifically, that you want to walk? Are they doing, do they have a lifestyle or a life that you want? Or would you want to be them? If you don't, then why does their opinion matter so much? Because if you're living your life in a way that you're waiting for a pat on the head or a thumbs up, good job, it doesn't mean you won't get that, but that lasts for like what? 2.5 seconds or however long of, oh, great job, and then people are back on to their lives, because their lives matter to them, so I say definitely live for you, care less if you can, try, work on it a little bit less about what other people think, because most people that you're worried about disapproving are not necessarily people you want to switch shoes with, step into their shoes, live their life. More than likely not. More than likely not, right? And you know what they say about opinions anyway, right? So if worrying about what others think, the opinions of others, is stopping you from living your best life, meaning maybe you're not pursuing certain goals that you have, or even a lifestyle that you want, or whatever. And it doesn't even have to be on a huge monumental level. Like, let's just say you're someone who likes a certain type of music, right, that might not fit the cookie cutter what's thought of maybe within your culture or your demographic group. You maybe feel uncomfortable to listen to that type of music in public or around others because you're worried about the judgment of other people. Like, no, we're not doing that. Not in 2024, 25, 20, like, we're not doing that. But I'm just saying, it doesn't even have to be something hugely grand, but like in the smallest, minute way, if you are not living your best life because you're worried about, the opinions of other people, we're not doing it. Number 3, I would tell little me that, and when I say little me, I really mean high school me or college me, like, to just value all friendships, right? It doesn't matter, we're again programmed to think that, especially media says, this is what it's like to be cool, this is what a cool person, how they dress, or how they look, or whatever their background, and usually in high school we're worried about fitting in. What do our friends look like? Are they cool? Are they this and that? And what I've really learned is just to value all positive connections. If you're around anyone who uplifts you, brings joy, they're high vibe, it really does not matter at all. Value them. It doesn't matter about their ethnic background. It doesn't matter about their gender, their weight, their size, their height. None of that matters. Like, just appreciate good people. And that's it. Number 4, I would say is to know and understand that not all advice is good advice. It doesn't mean that advice is not given with good intentions, but just know that, like, we're all here on this journey we call life, right? We're all learning, at least for me, right? Life has been kind of like an onion in a sense. Just when I think I have it all figured out, then there's like another layer and another layer where I'm like, whoa, steadily evolving, right? And this is actually a quote that I came up with. Although if someone else said it, it wouldn't shock me, just, I don't know. But this is a quote that I came up with, is that the wisest man will pass with more to learn, right? Because life is an evolution. So never get too comfortable and think you have everything all figured out, because, if you live long enough, you're going to, a layer will peel back and say, oh, okay, I see, okay. So just in general, it doesn't mean not to be guided. Now, this one I did get from someone. can't quote who exactly, but I did hear, you know, it's okay to be guided by the advice of others, but not to look for answers. Okay, it's okay to be guided by the advice of others, but don't look for answers in the advice of others, you know. And even with the to be guided, I would say be very, very discreet, be very, very particular about who you take advice from in general, even be guided. But definitely use your intuition. Answers to the questions that you have lies within. And again, and this is not at all in any kind of like snooty sort of way at all whatsoever, but you know, it's very basic. Like I would say, you know, if someone is not walking specifically that lifestyle, that path that you're looking for, or the path that you're on and you're progressing toward, I would not be taking advice from them, right? Because what they find to be ideal or the right path or good advice from their perspective might not at all be what you need, because you're on two different paths, right? So it also ties in, right, the opinions of others, right? Caring too much about what other people think, valuing other people's opinions over your own. And if you don't have like a mentor or someone that specifically you're looking toward for, you know that they are, you know, living a lifestyle, have specific things that you are looking for, I would definitely say be very particular, to say the least. Be very particular about who you take advice or guidance from in general, right? And even myself, right? I'm sharing my little odes of wisdom, but these are my odes of wisdom, right? Maybe, you know, how I see things might be completely different from how you view and perceive things, or what you want out of life, and that's okay. Perfectly okay. I believe that was number 4. Number 5, last but not least, what would I tell mini me? I would tell me to oh man, what would I tell me? I guess the last bit I would tell myself is to, which I have obviously have gotten out of a bit, it's okay to be seen, right? It's okay to what do they call it? Live out loud. It's okay to be seen. Really, that number 5 ties to the other odes of advice about, you know, caring less about what others think and things like that. But even in terms of, I don't know if you guys have ever done that, where you buy something and you like it at the time that you purchase it, but maybe you get home or a week passes and you're like, it's a little flashier than what I want, or then, you know, I just don't feel like, you know, maybe it's too glitzy, or it's too whatever, it's too something, but it's really just tied to you not, you know, maybe you felt confident and ballsy when you bought it and you're like, I like this, but you don't really necessarily have the confidence to wear what you bought. I don't know. Maybe you guys have never experienced that, but I definitely have. But most definitely I've gotten out of that in recent years. But I would definitely tell mini me that it's okay. Live out loud. Really is the only way to live, right? And I don't mean in an intrusive way on other people, but I just mean, you know, be happy, right? Whether you're pursuing a career path that you like, be happy with that. Whether you know, the friends you have, the life you live, just, it's okay. It's okay to be seen. It's okay to live out loud, right? So those are my odes of advice. I hope that someone found the little nuggets to be helpful. If you did, do give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys later. Bye.